Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year to all of you. I have a great project for you today. It is a little slide and lock box that holds Hershey's hearts. And you can choose whether or not to put 4 Hershey's hearts in the box or 8 Hershey's hearts in the box. And I will show you how to do that with a clever little insert piece. I have a few of you on this morning. I'm just going to wait a minute more before I head into everything so I can catch a few more of you live. I have to tell you, this morning was crazy. I got up at 4:30 this morning. I wanted to make lunches for my husband and son. They are in flight right now, heading to San Francisco. My son is doing a work term, or what in the US usually call an internship. He's in a co-op program, and so he's doing his co-op out in San Francisco. And my husband had a meeting tomorrow, so he said, can he come along? So they're both heading out together. So that's kind of cool that my husband can kind of be there to get my son settled in. But drama ensued. It was a little crazy. They were rushing around. I got breakfast on the table, made them lunches, and they were going to take my husband's car out to the airport, and he started the car and the power steering light was on, and he couldn't, the steering was not working. So I said, well, take my car. I guess I didn't think about this at the time. I probably could have dropped them off too, but I kind of dislike driving towards downtown Boston. So it was probably just better that they took the car, and parked it at the airport. And then they got there, they got all checked in, and of course their flight was delayed. So they had to wait in the airport, but they finally got underway about an hour late. So right now they are in flight to San Francisco. And now I have a sick car to take care of. So I'm going to do that after my live this morning. I'm going to get it towed and hopefully get it fixed. But the good news is that the power steering went out in the driveway and not on the highway. So I'm very thankful for that, because we can fix things, and people are harder to fix. So we can get that taken care of. But I'm a little sleep deprived, so maybe a little different this morning while I do my live, but I hope you will bear with me. And if I forget something, please let me know, and I will try and figure it all out. So I will talk to all of you at the end, because as you know, I do get distracted when I'm doing things live and I get off on tangents. So I prefer to talk with you all afterwards, and I want to do that. And if you're joining me as a replay, not live, please leave me a comment down below or give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're here and you're watching. You can subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out on anything that I do. On Fridays, I always go live with either like a 3D project or a fancy fold, and I have a project sheet for that. Usually, almost every Friday I do. And this one is the one for what I'm calling my slide and locks box for Hershey's Hearts. And if you want to get this project sheet, make sure you are on my email list. The link is down below in the description of the video. Just click on it. It's a 2-part process. So click on it, fill out the information, I think 3 things: first name, last name, and email address. And then you are going to get an email that is going to verify your email address. So if you don't do that second part, you will not be on my email list. So make sure you get that email, and then you'll be on my email list, and you'll be able to see receive my project sheets. You'll also be able to get past project sheets if you are looking for one that I've done. I think I've been doing this, 3 years now? So with the project sheet, so I've got like a lot of project sheets, probably, I don't know, 3 years. I usually do one every single week. So there's probably about 150. That sounds like a lot, but that's probably what there is over there. I haven't counted them all. So I have all manner of boxes and fanciful cards and stuff for you to peruse on my project sheet page. All right. Oh, I have to say good morning to Linda Roberts. She just said she never catches me live, and she's catching me live today. So that's wonderful. But I'll talk to you all in the end. And without further ado, I'm going to switch over to my other camera so I can really show you what this little box is about. Okay, that's my project sheet page, and I'm going to use it just like you're going to use it when you create this tutorial, because it has all the measurements on it, which is really handy. Let me slide over my boxes. Let's talk about these first. Okay. So this is a slide and lock box. You may have heard of a slide and lock card, and actually I got this idea from Wendy Cranford, who had done a slide and lock card, and I'm like, well, why can't we do a slide and lock box? So here we are with a slide and lock box, and I'm using a heart instead of a rectangle, and this just slides right off, and you can open up this little box, and this layer holds 4 Hershey's hearts. You can take those hearts out. Okay, so here's the insert layer, and then there's 4 more Hershey's hearts that are in the bottom of here. But say you're doing a lot of these and you have to kind of be budget wise. The other thing you can do is you can not put this bottom layer in, and you can just put this insert layer in, and then you put the hearts on top. The reason I want the sides of this box to be an inch, this is like an inch. When it gets to be about 1/2 inch, it doesn't look really substantial. So it's really better to like have that insert piece. You know, a lot of companies do that to make their products look bigger. Well, you can do that too. If you only want to put 4 Hershey's hearts in there, you just put that insert piece in and then nest the hearts on top like that. And then the way you close it up is you close it up like this and this, and then you just slide this on. See this piece? It's actually 4 hearts that are glued together cleverly. I'll show you how to do that. And so that middle piece has the score line, and that piece is going to go down the center. So when you lock this piece again, it's just a teeny tiny bit tricky. You just need to kind of finagle it over here, and then you just slide it. But the good thing is that your box is going to stay shut until it's delivered, and then that little slide piece, whether or not it can get back on, that's another story. But it will stay shut for you nicely, and it's going to look beautiful. I've made one in blue and one in pink, and the paper also has that I used. This paper also has red. I'm using a lot of this red paper for a project that I have, so I wanted to use up some of the pink and blue paper, but I think this would, if you want to go very traditional, you can use this red heart paper. I used like the pink paper on the side and the blue paper, but you can make this in a very traditional red color as well, which would probably make a lot of people happy. This paper is called Country Floral Lane, and it is new in the mini catalog that started yesterday. And just remember, if you spend $50 between now and the end of February, you will also get to choose a free celebration product. It's a reward product in our little catalog, and you can choose something for every $50 or $100 you spend. So if you spend $200, you can choose either one $100 reward item or two $50 reward items. And that's on top of getting rewarded from me, because this month my gift is a sampler pack of this beautiful paper. It's actually the host paper, but I'm cutting it up. It's the Flowers and More paper. I'm cutting them up into 6x6 packs and putting them in a little cellophane bag for you. So kind of like you would get a 6x6 from Stampin' Up, but it's 48 sheets of double-sided, beautiful, bright paper. And that's my gift to you for spending $50 in the month of January. You need to use my host code, and that you can find on my page. Let me see if I can make this visible. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's my host code for the month. So if your order's under $150, use that host code so that you can get this. And your order needs to be at least $50 to get that from me. So you get the paper from me, and then you get rewarded by Stampin' Up with celebration products. So it's just an awesome deal to place an order this month. Okay, let's talk about the products that I use to make these boxes. So I talked about the Country Floral Lane paper. I'm using the Heart Punch pack. You might recognize this from, came out last year, so you may already have it. And these hearts are awesome. The Country Bouquet does come as a bundle, but it's with a different heart. And I just want to point this out. I am not using this heart today because I needed a symmetrical heart for my mechanism, and you'll understand why in a second. But if you want the matching heart, I'm also put the bundle product in my supply list just in case you wanted to get the bundle, because I will be making stuff with this punch. It's just not going to work for this project. So this is the Country Bouquet bundle, but today I am just using the Country Bouquet stamp set, and I'll show you how I use that with these hearts here in a moment. And then I'm also using the Banners Pick a Punch, and that's for this little banner here. So if you want to do something different, if you just want to cut yourself a rectangle, you don't need this, but these are kind of essential to this project if you want to make them like I did, the Heart Punch pack. So just keep that in mind. You will need something like that. Okay, let's get started. We are going to start by doing some scoring. We're going to make the box base first. And let me grab my pieces here. We are starting with a piece of 11-inch by 3 3/4 inch cardstock. And we'll put that long side right up at the top. And we're going to score this piece at the 2 3/4 inch mark, the 5 1/2 inch mark, and the 8 1/4 inch mark. Then you can kind of see it right here. Oh, my lighting's really bad this morning. Let me turn on another light. I have another gray day here. Okay, let's see if that's any better. Okay, it's basically scored, so there's 4 quarters. Okay, then we're going to put the short side up at the top, and now we're going to score at the 1 3/8 inch mark and the 2 3/8 inch mark. Okay. So it looks like this. I also have a diagram because I know diagrams are handy. So that's what it's going to look like, that box base. That's how we just scored it. And we'll come in, and you can cut your box base up in one of two ways. long side facing you, you're going to cut up along the score line just until the first score intersection. You're going to do 3 on one side and 3 on the other. You know what I like to do? I like to do this cutting on my trimmer because it creates really straight lines. So I'm just lining up my score line on the long side. Sometimes it's easier to do this standing up. I'm going to bring my trimmer up. This tray is up. I'm going to line it up with this horizontal score line and cut out. And then I'm lifting this up, and then I'm going to cut away. So I'm kind of doing both long sides at the same time, okay? And then I'll just keep doing that. Once I've got it lined up, it's pretty easy to do both sides. I'm lifting up, so I don't want to cut the center part right here. So make sure you lift up. And let me find that spot. Cut. And cut. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You can see I just cut up until that first score intersection. Okay, then we're going to take this piece and we're going to fold it along the score lines. You can use your bone folder if you like. That helps smooth and get a nice crisp fold. Let me fold these first, and then I'm going to crisp them with my bone folder. Okay, so fold these down and do more at once. So I needed this full length of 11 inches to make this box. So normally I would have a side tab, and I don't for this piece because I used up all 11 inches. So we can create a little connector piece. Pretty easy to do. I'm just going to take my scoring board again. I've cut myself a little tiny piece of cardstock. This one measures 1.5 inches by 1 inch. I'll put that long side up at the top, the 1.5 inch side up at the top, and I'm just going to score this at the 3/4 inch mark. So it creates this teeny tiny piece. I'm just going to fold it in half. Okay, and this is going to be our little connector piece. I can also smooth this down with my bone folder. Okay, so we're going to connect this middle to this middle on this side, okay? So we'll take our glue. I love using Tombow for boxes because they hold together really well, and Tombow lasts a long time. Totally worth having a bottle of Tombow in your arsenal. I'm going to put glue on this piece. I went a little heavy on that. You could probably go a little lighter. And I'm going to put it right on the end with the fold right on the edge. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Okay, so you see I've created a little connector piece, and you see the fold is right on the edge, and then you've got this little piece that's flapping in the wind. And we're going to glue the other side to it in just a moment, okay? So you see what that looks like, right? So we're going to connect this side now with this side over here. So the easiest way to do that is you fold this back down, and I'm going to put some Tombow on here. I'm going to try and be a little lighter this time. Okay, so while that's folded down, now I'm going to fold this piece in the middle. And this piece is going to come over top, and I'm going to connect it just like this. And since I'm folding it in the middle, I can press down really easily. I'm not having to do this in the air or anything like that. So now I should be able to fold this open, and I have this open-ended box. So now you get to pick an end. It doesn't matter which one because they're both, one's going to be the top and one's going to be the bottom. So just choose an end, bring this together, and I just kind of take a look. How do these come together the best? There's always going to be like a tiny bit of a gap. So there's going to be just a tiny little bit of a hole down at the bottom. But that doesn't matter. So figure out how you like them folded the best. And then I'm just going to put glue. Since there's a tiny bit of gap, I'm going to do like 4 squares with my glue. And I'm going to just kind of avoid that center line right here because that's where the gap will be. And I don't want glue oozing out or being exposed right there. So I'll just bring those 2 together, just creating that box bottom. And once you kind of got it going, just make sure it looks kind of square. And I'm pressing down, making sure that my bottom's nice and solid. Okay. So now I've got my box portion made, and I want to create a little insert for here because this box is only going to hold 4 Hershey's hearts. You could put 4 Hershey's hearts down in the bottom and then put the insert layer and then another 4. But I'm going to build this box with just 4 hearts to show you how to do that. Okay, so we'll bring in our scoreboard one more time. And this is a square that is 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. We are going to score this at the 1/2 inch mark on all 4 sides. Easy peasy. So that's what it looks like. I also have a picture of this in my project sheet so you can refer back to it and you can see what it looks like. We are going to cut away all 4 corners. This time I will use my scissors because it's going to be a little faster. And my cut is a very short cut. When it's only like 1/2 inch, it's pretty easy to get it straight. So I don't need to do that on my trimmer. Okay. Those go into the garbage. And then we're going to come back with our bone folder. Just going to fold all of these down first. And then come with the bone folder and just smooth down all of those. So now I can take this. Actually, if you want to, you can stamp on this piece. The beauty of stamping. I'm going to take, this is my, what color is this? This is petal pink. And I'm just going to ink up one of the hearts. This is from that, that floral, the country bouquet. You can also, this one also, you can match it with the punch so that that punch, not the punch that I'm using for the slide and lock piece, but you can use it for the punch. So, you know, you can add, and this is also, this is also from that country bouquet punch, those little hearts. So you can stamp on that to your heart's content, do whatever you want. And then we're just going to slide this in like as an insert. And then we're going to, these are the hearts that I'm using. If you don't have these in your country, I'm sure you can find them in the US because Hershey's is so prolific. You can find these in the US for sure. I just found these at my local grocery store. And you can choose, I'm going to do, they come with silver and pink. Let's do all silver this time. And then we'll just pop these in with the little points to the center like that. Okay, so let us do the slide and lock heart now. This is already partway done. We're going to create this slide and lock heart now. So you're going to start off with whatever color you're going to use for the paper. If you're going to use petal pink, I'm going to use like a petal pink heart. And we're going to take this. This is our scallop heart from the Heart Punch Pack. The Heart Punch Pack comes with 2 punches. One is scallop, one is smooth. And you need 4 hearts to create the slide and lock piece. All the same size, 4, and 1 more. Okay, so 2 of these hearts are going to remain flat, and 2 of them we need to score. So bring back in your scoring board, and I like to line this up on my 6-inch score mark because I have taken the 6-inch score mark and I took a Sharpie and I made it black so that I can line things up on it. Today, you may or may not need to do that, but it's still nice to know. You can see that this is lined up nicely on that 6-inch score groove. And so we're just going to take this heart and we're going to score it right in half like that. Okay? You could also fold your heart in half if you wanted to, but folding is not quite as precision, and you know, actually it doesn't have to look 100% perfect because it's going to be covered up, but I always love the precision of a perfectly scored piece. So if you're like me, go ahead and score it, but you want to score it down the center like that. And that's why we need the symmetry, because if it wasn't symmetrical, this would be a lot harder. It wouldn't look as good. Okay, so we're going to fold the 2 hearts that have score lines on them. And we're going to take our first smooth heart, and those folds are going to come to the center, and we're going to glue them onto the heart like this. Okay, so one of these just on half of the folded heart, and then take your time to align this first heart with the scallops, because if you do a really good job on this first heart, then the second heart will be pretty easy to glue on. Okay, and we can press down on that. And then we're going to take, that looks pretty good. We'll take our second heart and put glue on that. Remember, the fold needs to be in the center. And it's probably pretty easy to do that with these hearts. Sometimes it's harder to remember if you're doing it with a rectangle, but with these ones, it should be pretty easy to do that. Press down. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We've got the flat heart on the bottom, and we've got 2 folded hearts with the score line in the center. And then we're going to take this flat heart and we're going to glue it on top. So put the folded ones, you can see that crack down the center. That is the side you want to glue on, not the other side. Okay, so make sure you see that little crack down the center, and then you're going to take your other heart and slide it on there. I love to use glue for this project because it's just really easy, and it will give you just a little bit of ability to slide that heart into place. So just press that down, make sure it's all good. Okay, so now for sliding this on. So we're going to have to see, okay, so these 2 pieces come together, they're pretty close, and you want to make sure, I guess just by the nature of the box, the top is going to have to stretch a little further, and then we're going to have this little gap here. Okay, we need a little gap because what's going to happen is the gap is where the center of that fold is going to go, and the flaps are going to tuck into either side of the heart. Where my fingers are right now, that's where your flaps are going to be, And where this middle part is going to be, that's where that open crack is in between here. So this slides on to the flaps right here. So you might need to finagle this a little bit. I found with the heart, sometimes it's easier to work on the bumpy end right here, this side rather than the pointed side. So you might have more success sliding it on from there. And then there you go. So now we've got that slide component complete. And now we can just go ahead and decorate. So we need, I didn't grab a scrap piece of white. Let's see if we can procure one. Here we go. All right. So now we're going to take this two-step stamp and we'll start off with petal pink and the flowers. And this heart does not match exactly my heart punch pack, but I'm going to show you that it's going to work. So I'm just going to punch or stamp this down here. Petal pink. And then we're going to do granny apple green, or whatever green you would prefer. And I'm going to take the leaves. And so you just have to hover over top until the leaves fit into the spaces where the flowers aren't. So they're gonna fit in between, and they're gonna create that heart. So we're gonna create a nice symmetrical heart to put on top of there. We're gonna use our smooth heart this time. Open it up. And we're going to put this in and we'll just line it up. See, this is going to be, this heart is bigger than this heart, but guess what? It's going to look pretty good. We just kind of twist it until it, you can see that there's all color in that, and then punch it. And you can see there is leftover heart here, but that doesn't matter. No one will know. No one will know unless you are, Stampin' Up! Products that you have finagled this. And then we're going to add this heart onto the top, like that. And just glue it. All right, it's starting to look pretty good, right? So then we're going to do a banner for the across, but we're also going to do some hearts along here. So how do I do that? I like to score a lot, but for this piece and for paper, I'm just going to lay this on here. This piece is a 12-inch by 1-inch strip of that designer series paper. And I'm just going to lay this on here, and I'm going to fold it. I've got it about halfway laying across the front because I want the seam in the back of this, okay? So I'm just going to lay this, and then I've kind of folded where the corners are, and then I can crisp out by folding down. And then I'm going to put glue on the edge of the box here. I won't go all the way to the edge because I don't want it to ooze out. And then I'll just pop that on here. Make sure it's straight. Then we'll flip it to one side, and again we'll smooth it out and kind of bring it to that edge, and then give it a little crisper of a fold. And then we're going to keep going with the glue. The other side of this paper is really pretty too, but I didn't want to distract from this heart, so you can choose, All right, then we're coming to this other side. Bring this over, fold it over, crisp it with my fingers, and then we'll add some glue here. Coming around. All right, and now these two pieces are going to overlap on the back. So we'll put some glue here, put it down, and some glue finally here. And you do have, well, maybe it's about maybe an inch around overlap. but I just decided that that was okay just to overlap it rather than cut it short. And this is also going to help stabilize your box too. Okay, so we've got that nice side now. We've got our heart for the top. Let's create a little banner. And I've got a little piece of cardstock. This measures 3¼ inches by 1/2 inch. And I'll take my banner's Pick-a-Punch, open it up. This is a very short piece, so I'm going to just hold it in my fingers. And I'm just kind of holding it like this. I'm not actually going on along any of the slots. And I'm just going to make sure that this looks centered, and then I'm going to punch it. And I'll do the same for the other side. Punch. Okay. And then this stamp set thankfully comes with a Happy Valentine's Day. I love stamp sets for Valentine's Day that have friendship greetings, because I often give more friendship type Valentines than I do lovey-dovey Valentines. So look at this, Happy Valentine's Day. That's what's going to go on here. So perfect. But this one would be nice for the inside. I love that we are friends, with love. It's great to have an I love you, but I use that more for my husband and son. I kind of like with love for friends. So I love those greetings. Okay, so I digress. And I'm just going to take Happy Valentine's Day, and we're going to stamp that on here. See how cute that is? If you want to go a little darker, petal pink is a light color. You could also use the green color on there if you wish, or use black if you wish, if you want it to be seen. But I kind of like the subtleness of this. It's like, not over the top. I'm going to put a little bit in the center. You don't want to overdo it to the sides, because this heart, you don't want to glue the banner to the top of the box. You just want it on the center part where the heart is. And we're just going to just kind of decide where that's going to go. Okay, that looks good, huh? So kind of really pretty. All right, and then we're going to tie some ribbon around the box. I've got some of this glittered organdy ribbon, and this is great because you're just going to need to get one color because this is a non-color, and if you get a roll of this, it will do for any color of box you're going to make. Maybe you're going to make these boxes colored and the heart's white. You know what that little chirping is? That is my son probably texting me from the plane, hopefully saying good things. Let's see. Oh, it's my son saying that he can text me from the plane for free. So that's nice. So they have a long flight. He said it was 7 hours from Boston to San Francisco. Okay, so this, I'm just going to tie this with a knot, and then I'm going to grab my tweezers from my embossing toolkit. I'm going to use my little glue jar as a place to put the end of my tweezer. Okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do a second knot right here. And that way my knot will be nice and tight. Lovely. And then I'll take my scissors, and I'm going to that. All right, and then what I want to do is I want to grab some of these iridescent rhinestone jewels. I know I've talked about these before, and these are truly my favorite because they just go with everything. And I'll just pop a couple on here just so that this has a little bit of bling on here. All right. I am finally done my little tiny box. It's so much fun. Slide this off. Okay, then open this up. And we've got 4 Hershey's hearts in here. And we've got the insert, remember? So if you want to, you can just put the 4, or you can lift the insert and put in 4 more. So this will fit 8 Hershey's hearts really well. And then when you're ready, you just close it up. And remember I said it's a little easier to slide from the top of the heart on there. It's just a little easier because of the way it's shaped to slide it than on the pointy end. Okay, let's bring in all the hearts that I did. I want to point out my first sample, I want to just point out the 2 different pinks. This one in my right hand is Blushing Bride, and then this one is Petal Pink. The Petal Pink, though, if you're going to pick up this paper, there is Petal Pink in this paper. There is not Blushing Bride, but Blushing Bride and Petal Pink, they are very light colors. So if you already have Blushing Bride, you can probably get away with not getting a Petal Pink. But if you're starting from scratch, then Petal Pink is the color that you want to match this exactly. Okay, but I want to show you it looks, they're pretty close because they're very light in color. So you can do them in different ways. This one I did in Balmy Blue, and I think this is nice alternative for maybe not being so lovey-dovey Valentine's Day, is just doing a blue color instead. And then I know I probably should have done a red one, but if I were doing a red one, I would do it with these hearts, and I would put these hearts on the side. Just remember, I cut this paper for a different project in a different direction. You will want to make sure you cut that strip so that the hearts are facing the right direction for the side of your box, because otherwise the hearts are going to be on the side, which won't quite look as nice. So make sure when you're cutting that you know the direction of your hearts and where they're going to appear on your thing. So I know this would look really awesome in red. This paper's got, let me see what other, you can do a lot with this paper. Oh, we've got this red stripe paper. That would look really nice for the side of the box as well. Or you could do, this is Petal Pink. You know what? The pink in here looks like Blushing Bride. So if I made this one would match really nicely with the Blushing Bride. Okay. So we've just got really pretty paper. Oh, another one you could do with the Balmy Blue, or you could do the little bikes on the side. It's just really nice. Okay. And oh, here, this paper right here, you can use the Country Bouquet punch to punch that out, these little designs out. So that's another reason to get that punch, or get the whole bundle so that you can do that. All right, I am going to come over to all of you guys and answer your questions. I just want to point out that, okay, I lost my host code. Here is my host code for the month, and that is so that you can get a gift from me if you spend $50. And once again, it is this beautiful paper. This is a 6x6 sampler that I'll be sending you, 48 sheets. And this is the Flowers and More Designer Series paper. So it's a sampler of that. Beautiful colors on both sides. And then it's also Celebration. And let me grab my little catalog for you. Obscured here. Okay, here's my little catalog. This is the Celebration Reward catalog. You can also find information about what the rewards are. The easiest way to do this, if you don't have this catalog and you're on my computer, click over to my blog post. The link is down below. Click over there, and that top banner, it says January specials. click on that, and that will take you over to a page where I have listed each of the celebration products that is clickable, and then it will take you to that page in the online catalog. So my favorite is this adorable owls. Can you see that? That one is really cute. That is free with a $50 order. Or look at this carrot stamp set. Also, if you don't like stamps, we've got some gorgeous paper. This one, Dainty Flowers. I've seen so many pretty things with that. Dainty Flowers, 12 by 12 paper. That's another reward item. You like whimsical. There's the Day at the Farm paper. There's a stamp set that's just a greeting stamp set, sending support. Very nice. And we also have the Favored Flowers Designer Series paper. It's just gorgeous. I have all of these, and there's more. There's more reward items too. So please go through and have a look and see what you can get for every $50 or $100 you spend. And that is all the way until the end of February. And that comes directly from Stampin' Up. So when you place an order, it will prompt you once you hit that $50 mark or $100 mark, it will prompt you to make your selection before you close out your order. So very cool time. I do also want to mention the best deal right now is actually the starter kit. And there have been some good starter kit specials. There have been some okay starter kit specials, but this one's a great starter kit special. I just want to grab. This is a mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. It is in boho blue. It's an exclusive limited time color for this mini machine. And right now there are 3 options for the starter kit. You can get this mini emboss machine plus $175 worth of your choice of product. So this $63 machine plus $175 worth of product for only $129. So that is a lot of product for only $129. If you don't like the blue color, the white color is also available. That's option 2. And option 3, if you already have a mini emboss machine, you can just get the $175 worth of product, and then you only pay $99. So if you do that option number 3, you're going to get $78 in free product. So it's awesome. And the starter kit ships for free. So that is a super good deal. If you want information on that, just click down below. There should be a link to take you to my starter kit page, and you can take a look at that. If you have questions, please ask me. I love to get questions because I'm an inquisitive person, and I like it when people answer my questions, so I try and do the same for you. Okay, I have done a lot of talking. I want to say hello to everyone before I call a tow truck and get my husband's car hauled off to the shop. That's next on my agenda after I finish, but first I want to say hello to all of you. Good morning, Birgit, and Happy New Year. Ver Blue, Happy New Year to you too. And hello, Marty. Happy New Year. Hello, Karen. Hello, Sue. Karen's from New Jersey and Sue's from Texas. And I already said hello to Linda. Sue said she just got past project sheets yesterday. Aw, that's awesome. Yes, I remember. And she said, thank you for pointing me in the right direction. And she says she loves what I make. Well, thank you, Sue. I'm so glad you were able to get that project sheet, because I want everyone to be able to get those past project sheets so that maybe you have like an old bundle or stamp set and you just found my project now. I want you to be able to go back and do that project. And I try and do a very nice job on the project sheet so you can like keep them and put them in a binder, or maybe just download them and put them on your iPad or whatever tablet device you have so that you have it for future reference. Good morning, Pat. She says, for someone to be sleep deprived, you sure look beautiful this morning. Aw, thank you, Pat. You know what? I'm going to fade really quickly in the afternoon. Morning is my time. Like, I have a lot of energy in the morning. I did not get a full night's sleep, but if you were here at in the afternoon, I might be falling asleep during this live. So Pat said, will regular size Hershey's Nuggets fit okay in this box? Okay, let me go see if I have some nuggets handy. I may need to break into a box. Okay, let's go break into one of my okay, I made all of these nugget boxes, and I haven't used the nuggets for something else. If you're looking for my nugget boxes, I do have project sheets for that and videos and everything. Let me switch cameras real quick. Let's have a look. Let's flip off one of these. Let's see what nuggets look like in here. Okay. So right now, you know, it would be better if these, this box, like if you weren't wrapping your nuggets and you were doing kind of a different pattern, like you did this, like one up, one down, then yes, that would fit really nicely. But if you want them all to face up, it's not gonna, it's a little tight. So what I would suggest, and I'm also going to say, Pat, with this one, you wouldn't want to do a double layer, or you'd have to make the box a little taller if you wanted to do 2 layers, if you wanted to do 12. So there might be a little finagling that you might need to do with this box, like make the width of this maybe a 1/4 inch taller. If you're going to do 2 layers, so that you've got an extra 1/8 of an inch. It might also work with just an 1/8 of an inch taller. And the other thing that I would do if I was just doing 6, you could do, I'm just going to show you. So for this insert piece, let me grab this out. Pokery tool. Okay. So for this insert piece, I did 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, no, 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. I would change that then to, let me think, I would do 1/8, let me think. I would do, I would still want to maintain this distance here, but I would want to drop down on either side. So, okay, I would do 3 3/8 by 3 3/8, and then I would score, instead of at the 1/2 inch mark, I would score at the 3/8 inch mark. Okay, so 3 3/8 by 3 3/8, and then score at the 3/8 inch mark on all 4 sides if you want to do nuggets instead of hearts. Okay, and then of course you would have to like flip over some of the nuggets so that the back side was showing if you wanted to do that. So yes, nuggets would fit with some accommodations. Okay, that's a good question, Pat. Good morning, Dee. Dee says she loves my connector piece idea. I had to do it, otherwise I would have needed to make a different size box, or I would have needed to make the box part in 2 pieces. That would have been my other option, but I kind of wanted to make it all in one piece. Okay, Marty asked a good question, and she said, I wonder if Dove hearts are the same size as Hershey's, and the answer is no. And I was actually thinking that I might do, revamp it, make it a little smaller for the Dove chocolates, because I do have them in-house here, but I thought I would start off with a bigger box with the Hershey's. So I might do that next week with the Dove chocolates. Or I'll work out the measurements at some point and post them, because I do, it will be similar, but with the dove being smaller, I might not need the connector piece. So it will be a slightly different box. So the Dove chocolates are very good, and we don't want to leave them out. But the Hershey's Nuggets and the Hershey's Hearts fit well in this particular box. Cassie says she loves the professional look of my project. Well, thank you. I'm so glad. Good morning, Linda. And Linda says she loves my boxes. Thank you. Linda Roberts says adorable. Yeah, and Sue said that she thought that the nuggets would fit, and I think we've worked that out. And I'm glad we played with a little bit so that we could, work on it. It's not perfect, but I think it would work well enough. You just need to finagle it a bit. Okay, Linda says she loves this. Dee says very adorable. She says she thinks the Hershey's Hearts would work for St. Patrick's Day too. Just use the shamrock box for the slider. Yes, I think it would work. The shamrock punch is a little bit non-symmetrical. I'm gonna grab it. So for this one, you might need to do a little bit of, I'm reflecting things in the background. You might need to work a little bit. Maybe the stem would be separate or something like that. And be careful with St. Patrick's Day too, because, I love 4-leaf clovers and shamrocks, which are 3-leaf clovers, but the Irish really, they're the shamrocks with the 3-leaf clover. So depending on how Irish your audience is, that might be more of a good luck box. And personally, I don't care, because it's like the sentiment that counts. But everyone's very proud of their own heritage, and so that's just a little forewarning if you want to do the shamrock for St. Patrick's Day. Just they're more 3-leaf clover than the 4-leaf clover idea. So but yeah, it probably would work. Verb Blue said, wow, beautiful candy box. I'm going to make this for a Valentine anniversary gift for a friend. Oh, that's perfect. Yes, I think that would work really well. Linda says she's going to get the owls. So very cute. The owl is adorable. I will always collect all of the cute little animals, because that's what makes my heart smile. Okay. Awesome. Well, I hope you all have a great weekend. The project sheet will be in your email inbox tomorrow if you are a subscriber. And if you're not, just click down below and get on my email list so that you can get my project sheet on Saturday. So I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll be back at my usual time, Tuesdays on Facebook, and Fridays I'll have another project for you next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.